Hey, welcome back, my awesome students. So in the last lecture, we successfully, well, at least some of us successfully created or inserted some data listening through events, right? So that was awesome. If that did not work for you, keep trying. You're gonna definitely make it. Just make sure that you're listening for any type of errors. You're dumping those events here, like I showed you, so to see any objects that you want, or maybe you want to listen to through the CLI, like I showed you with the events. Or make sure you check your logs, PHP logs, error logs, just in case you have any errors. Let's work on the next event. Let's just create another case here, and it's going to be checkout dot session completed, I believe. Okay, let's put the break here. So what do we want to do on this one here? Well, what I want to actually do is I want to insert some data into reports, okay, in the reports table. So if I look at my ecom and the reports, we can see that we have a lot of columns here, okay? So very easy to make a mistake. That's why it's very good to put all these default values to be null, just in case, guys. So that way you don't get that many hiccups. So I need to make a call here because I want to access the items that I have on checkout, okay? And there is a function that allows us to do that in Stripe. It's called all line items. So I want their API, so I'm going to see if I can get it from somewhere here, copy it, so that I don't have to, I'm gonna have to actually write it again. All right, so Stripe, Stripe client, and this would be the env, Stripe secret key. By the way, guys, you can make a restricted key, which that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that way your application doesn't have all the power to do a lot of different things in your account. Like if you want to restrict your application to just listen to some events and do certain things, you can do that by building by creating a different API key, okay? You can do that. And I'm going to be actually doing that because I don't want my API keys to be doing everything, to have all this power. Okay, so we're going to access the sessions, and this is called all line items. Okay, this is going to take the event ID. So we're going to take the event ID of the checkout completed, data, object, and ID. Okay, that's what we need there. And we can limit the results here. I think the most that you can actually allow a customer to add to the cart, to a session, is 25 items. I'm not sure, but I think that's the limit. It has a limitation. So I'm just going to put limit here of 25, really. I don't think somebody's going to have more than 25 items to the cart at any given time. Okay. All right. So now that I have the session items or products, whatever you want to call them, I want to loop through them and I want to get some information out of them. So I'm just going to go and do a for each here. And we're going to loop through the session items, and we're going to say as products order. Remember, these are the products that are ordered already. Okay. So I'm going to access the API again, because what I want to do is I want to access from the products. I want to retrieve the product that was ordered and the price ID. Okay, and that's in the price product. Okay, just like that. And I can just say this would be not the price ID, this is going to be the product. Okay, so right now the way we can access the product is by going through the price object, and in this key right here, in this other object, we have the product. Okay, this other property. So we can have the let's go get the product title out. So the product name would be the title, and let's actually, what else can we get? Let's get the customer. It would be nice to have some customer information. So let's just, I know we have a field in the column called customer ID that we can insert that. We can insert the customer ID from Stripe and use PHP to actually extract data from it by using the ID, which I think is awesome. You're gonna see that later, that we can, how this works. So object, and that would be customer. Okay, so that would be the customer. This is going to be the ID of that customer. Let's just copy and paste this a little bit more. All right, and the next one after the ID that I want, actually that did not, I didn't have to do that. From the product order, the price, from the product order price object, we want the ID, okay, of that price, because what we want to do here is we want to put the price, Stripe product, let me see something here. Stripe price ID, Stripe price ID. Where do I get this? So the price ID would be from there, and then how do I get, okay, the product ID. Alrighty, product ID, we get it from the, actually, yep, we just need to paste this guy out. We don't need the other ones, the events anymore. Yeah, so the price ID, let me just put that, because I'm getting confused because I'm pulling out the customer and then the product. It's just the order that my head works on. Okay, so to pull down the product, what am I doing here? This is here. I don't know why they named it product instead of saying product ID or something like that, right? But whatever, that's what it is. So, and this one here would be price unit amount, how much each of these items are. And for this one here, I'm just gonna say product price. Okay, and almost done, guys. Quantity. I get the quantity out of there. Product quantity. Okay, and this one is just in here. We don't have to access the price to get the amount total. I know it might seem a little confusing, but it's just that I looked at the object before a couple of times just to know where each of these pieces of data is located, okay? And I just study it a little bit, all right? So we get in the product ID there, the price ID, Stripe price ID, price unit amount, which is the price quantity, all right. And now we have to work on the query here. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to make another video and make it work in the next one, because I think this is already getting too long. But We'll try. Insert into reports. All right. So I'm going to put these columns in here one by one, but I'm not going to make you watch me. I'm going to pause the video. It's actually some work. All right. So I'm going to pull this out so you can see what I did. Okay. All right. I hope you're seeing this. So this is how I have it organized, okay? The reason why I'm getting all these red lines is because it's not connected to my database. Let me see if I can connect it real quick, so that way you guys don't see that. I'll be back. All right, I just wanted to show you to some of you out there. So that might have this IDE or similar, PHP Storm, anything from JetBrains. You can open the database connection here to the side and connect to the database. What I'm doing is I'm putting the username for PHPMyAdmin and the password. You don't have to do this, guys. I wanted to show some of you that have this. Okay, let me just put the password in there. Let me see if it connects. All right, it's not connecting, and I think I know why. You can forward this, guys, don't worry. It's the port number. For MAMP, I have it on 8889. So now if I test this, it should work. And now I have my database connection in there. So now we don't have this thing here. Okay? So now let's do values. And I'm not gonna make you watch me. Copy all this stuff. Well, wrote it down because I like to do things the hard way. Anyway, so let me bring it down here so that way you guys can see it. All right, so hopefully this works. The product price, I don't know if that column, and let me show you this in my database. I like to have this like this. This is the same thing as PHPMyAdmin. Basically, we are accessing our database and we have our tables here. I'm just gonna go to the reports. There's nothing in the reports, okay? So if I go to orders, you can see that we have one order there. But we want to put something in the reports. We don't have anything there yet. If we go to here, I just wanted to check real quick. The price was a float type. Because we can have, I mean, yeah, that's okay, I guess. But if you want to change it to integer, be my guess. Let's go to Webhook. And now that we have this here, this is the for each. Remember, we are inside the for each here, okay? And I'm just gonna query. Actually, I'm already querying here. What am I doing? Reports, query, result or whatever. So here I'm just going to confirm that this works, and wish us luck. That's a lot of code and anything can happen. I usually don't write that much code, and I test it out 1 by 1 or 2 by 2s and things like that. I write 2 pieces of data and then insert, right? But this time we're just doing it like this. I'm gonna trigger a checkout session dot completed, because that's what we need, right? We can look at it here, what's going on. Let's see what happened here. Yep. Okay. Let's look at our reports. double click it, and you can see that we have some data there. Well, we don't have that product ID. I don't think we are, because that product ID field was for the other, and we don't have an order ID either, so that's okay. We don't need those. And we can browse through that data and we can see it here. Okay, so we can see the product title is a t-shirt here. We can put the product description too if we wanted to. We have the information we want. This is for the customer. You can see the CUS for customer, short for customer, the price, and the product. That's all we need on that table, because with that information we can go ahead and get this data into our reports. All right, let's go back to the admin here, and we have to log in. So on reports, this is where we're going to be putting all that data. Well, actually, as you can see, we're getting some data out right now, but we have to modify this table a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do that in the next lecture. Make sure that your stuff is working 100%. If not, make sure you ask for help or try your best for some time, guys. Don't, listen to this. Do not ask for help the first 2 minutes that you're stuck, because you're not going to learn. Learning is by trying and making errors and mistakes, whatever you want to call them, and then trying and trying some more and making more, and then fixing it if you are able to. Try a couple hours, try a day, try 2 days, try to do it yourself. Okay? See you in the next lecture.